Hello everyone, Lisa Zabaniak here from lifelikeyoumeanit.com, and we are talking about some more coping with anxiety tips that you can start implementing today to start making an impact on your anxiety. So like all of my videos, I'm trying to focus on either providing something that you can do right then in the moment as your anxiety starts to build and it's really becoming overwhelming, or things that you can start to implement on a day-to-day basis, whether you're experiencing anxiety or not, so that you start to add new habits that are better serving for you, that actually will start to, over time, start to give you new skills, give you new coping strategies, but then also start shifting your mindset and your perspective so that you end up lowering your anxiety, generally speaking, so that you are experiencing less anxiety less often. So today's tip that I would like to talk about is to compartmentalize, or in other words, to break things down or chunk it up. So this is nothing new. A lot of you would have already heard of this from, loads of different areas, including even in school perhaps. But chunking material is basically when you are going to look at the overall goal that you are looking at, that oftentimes gives us quite a bit of anxiety, because we're looking from where we are now to where we want to be, and oftentimes that ends up being quite a distance away, right? So we end up experiencing a lot of anxiety because we feel like we're so far away from where it is that we want to be. So that goal of getting more fit, or to have more freedom, or to feel happier and more content, or to lose a certain amount of weight, or to get that promotion at work, or to start your own business, or whatever it is, those goals tend to be really amazing motivators. Except if we're really far away from them, they can really bring us a lot more anxiety than anything else. So what I suggest that you do is that you look at whatever goal that you have, no matter how high-arching it is or not, and you start looking at all the things that you would need to do in order to accomplish that. So oftentimes there are numerous steps involved, right? You might have 10, 20 steps that will need to be accomplished before you would actually get to your goal. And obviously, the farther away you are from your goal right now, the more steps there's likely to be. And at first, yes, I understand that when you go and you write down all the different things that you have to do, that will initially bring out quite a lot of anxiety. And that's normal, right? Because again, you're reminding yourself that you're so far away from where you want to be, and you're also showing yourself how much you have to do, which can seem completely overwhelming. So the next thing that you do is you look at all of those things that you need to do, and you start breaking them down. So I would recommend that the best thing to do here is to look at what's the first thing that you feel that you need to do that will then open up the pathway for the other things that you will need to do later. So go to that one thing and then really ask yourself, do I need to do a lot of steps in order to reach this thing, or is this something I can do in the next day or so? Right? So depending on what your goal is, you will have some of these where it's like, actually, if I just take 10 minutes out of my day right now, I will actually tick this off, and that will feel really good to put that tick literally next to this thing. I'm one step closer to my goal. Right? And there'll be lots of other things that you are looking to do that will be like, oh gosh, this in itself is a 10-step process. But that's okay. Acknowledging the anxiety that comes up with that is healthy, and it's normal to experience that. And I would just suggest that you just keep doing the same thing. You keep chunking it down until you've got yourself a reasonable list of things that you can actually be accomplishing each and every day. So the example that I like to use with this is when you are going after a job promotion, or perhaps you want to start your own business, right? This time with coronavirus is going to see a lot of people decide that they're going to shift and become entrepreneurs. And some of those people will know what it is that they want to offer, and some will be a little bit kind of sure, maybe, and other people will have absolutely no clue, right? So if you're one of these people, say, that has no clue, but you would like to start an entrepreneurship, then you have lots of different steps that you need to do. Maybe the first step is that you need to actually get clear with what you're good at and clear with what you enjoy doing, and then match those things together. Do these things actually match? Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you really enjoy doing it, and just because you enjoy doing something doesn't mean that you feel you're good enough at it to be able to use it in a business capacity to help other people. Do you see what I mean? So you just go through this process to be like, okay, yeah, it does seem like the very first thing to do is to get clear on what it is that you are going to do in your business, duh. But in order to do that, there's actually some steps that you would need to do. You still need to chunk it down further than that. You need to actually get clear on what you like, what you enjoy doing, and then start looking at research for what is needed. Right? You're not looking for there to be a completely empty spot and you to be able to fill that niche, right? There's chances are you're going to find lots of other people that are still offering the thing that you want to offer, but you need to find that nice mesh between, yes, it doesn't seem like it's saturated at all, this market, this niche. If the niche is something that exploits my skills and my talents, and I really enjoy doing this, and I can see myself actually using this in a business capacity to help other people, right? So you start off, you think, okay, I know what the original thing I need to do is I need to get clear. But how do you get clear, right? That in itself is its own separate steps. And actually, the way that we've just done it there was about 3 separate steps, right? Getting clear on what you actually enjoy doing, getting clear on what you're good at doing, and then doing market research and finding out if there is any niche or any market that's there to combine those things for you, right? So do you see what I mean? Hopefully you can use this for anything that is bringing up anxiety for you now, and start looking at, okay, while it might bring up some anxiety for me to see all these things listed down on what I need to do, depending on the type of person you are, you might find that you do need to see big picture. So you do need to write out all the things that you believe you need to accomplish in order to reach the goal, while other people are more kind of compartmentalized in their thinking and are just like, no, I want to focus on this thing here. What's the first thing that I need to do? Let's break that down into its initial steps, and I'm going to tick those off, and I'm going to work my way through ticking as many boxes as I possibly can each and every day, really driving up a feeling of success so that it propels me forward. And then once I've exhausted those, then I'll look at what my next steps are. Either way is a perfect approach for you. You just have to do what actually works for you. So honor that. And in chunking it down like that and being able to actually see that you've chunked it down into bite-sized pieces that are actually attainable this week, maybe even today, right? Maybe making a list of all the things that you enjoy doing is something you can do in the next 10 minutes, right? So when you start chunking it down like that, even though at first it might seem like it's bringing up a lot of anxiety, in reality, what it's really doing is allowing you to really reduce a lot of your anxiety, because not only can you actually see things that you can do in the next couple of days, but then you can start adding to that and actually planning out, which we'll talk about tomorrow, in your calendar for exactly what it is that you are going to do, being realistic about the amount of time that you really think that it will take. And then next thing you know, you've got a game plan. And even though you still might be quite far away from the goal, because you're ticking boxes each day and you've got a game plan, it doesn't seem like it's something that's intangible anymore, which reduces your anxiety and actually starts allowing you to celebrate your success. I hope that that was helpful. Head on over to my IGTV and check out all of my other videos on coping with anxiety. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the playlist, and same thing with Facebook. All the videos are there. Bless, stay safe, and stay healthy.